Hi, welcome back everyone. Today we're going to listen to a song called Voy a Quedarme by Blas Cantó from Spain, who is returning. I hope that this video will reach all of you because we kind of know what the deal usually is with the Spanish songs, that they like to be a bit trigger happy with the whole block button on YouTube. But regardless of that, I'm excited to listen to some music from Spain, so let's get right into it.
Quédate esta noche para ver amanecer, para sentir tu voz.
It's so clear how his vocal is so central. The pronunciation becomes very distinct on this really mellow reverb piano. Nice. He's got a great head voice. It's very raw. I like kind of the rhythm on the when the chords hit. It's like on the 1, and then before the 4, it's like. I've got like strings filling up the right ear. And they move to the left. Some digital effect work there, okay. Percussion is very digital. Got more rhythm in the piano, it's very straight on the beat. And staccato with the strings. Nice voicing on the chords though. It feels like there's actually a movement in the piano, which is really nice, that it's not just static behind it. Okay, big reverb drums. There's some pretty effective harmonies backing it as well. I believe there's like a strumming sound here in between that also adds some rhythm. There's a nice layering of rhythms, I think. It's very vocally focused, I think, but it's quite explosive surrounding him as well. But it's very clear that it's the message and the lyrics of the song that are really supposed to be in the focus. This is a really good, like really strong final chorus. It's very hard hitting with how the music backed him. It's effective as well. Break it up completely, let the vocal draw it out. And then they added a little piano note there in it. Interesting. Alright. That was the song Voy a Quedarme from Spain. And I quite liked that. It was really pretty. I think that's just the general word I got from this. It was a pretty listening experience. Very engaged in his vocal performance, I think. And the backdrop of the instrumental is very... It's almost over the top, but I think that it just had enough balance to not become overbearing. It was still like... His vocal was still so central in it, which made it feel not like it was too much with the music. But it was really wide, you know, with these big orchestral influences. I think the drums were a bit restrained. Maybe that's what actually made it feel not too much. I'm not sure, because the strings were all over the place, really loud velocity, and just really covered the entire soundstage in a sense. And we also had like some chanting backing harmonies in the second and final chorus, which also made it feel really wide. But it was still never it never took away from the feeling that the vocal was very central, and I think that's a major strength that it has here, because it's such a fine balance. You know, I think we've talked about it so many times now, but and it's always, you know, just subjective whether you think it's too much or not. But I think in this one, I felt like it was just the right balance in that sense. It wasn't too much for me, and I really enjoyed just following along where the vocal melody was going, and how the music just backed it up as a kind of supportive structure that just led him through the song. But I think that's a very fine line that will differ between people. Some people will most likely think that he crosses the line, or that the backing music crosses the line of becoming overbearing, and some people will think, like me, that it's just right. But I think like the ideas are all there. It's very nice. Feels very personal. I'm not sure. Of course, I don't speak Spanish, so I have no idea what the song is about. But it feels quite personal, and the vocal delivery, I think, is very raw and has that tone of some vulnerability in it, which is really nice. Especially like the opening segments, it's very stripped down with this mellow piano with some reverb, just filling out the backdrop, and then the vocal is allowed to have such clarity because it's the only thing that's really layered on top of it, and the chords that the piano play they hold out so that there's really no movement behind it, so the vocal has to paint the story that leads forward. And you know, that's really effective when the audience knows what you're singing about. It might be effective regardless. I mean, music is a universal language, so there's really no boundaries in that sense. And I think with a good melody you come across regardless. And I think there's something in here, and the way that he voices the notes is quite really palpable. And I'm liking the language a lot. I think Spanish sounds very it has a good sound to it for singing. It sounds so stupid to say, but that's really what I feel, because it has a lot of softer sounds in the language, and when you sing in a more intimate way, it can really come across with more fluency and with some little additional emotion. I think that could just be me, though. I mean, maybe other people don't feel that way, but I think that it has a nice tone in it in this kind of music to really voice certain words with these softer sounds that the Spanish language has to offer. Regardless of that, I'm not gonna delve too deep in on languages and stuff, because that's not my area. But I will like to say that the song, although quite simple in many ways, I mean the chord progression doesn't really take anything unexpected. The melody is quite constant, but I do still think that the way that he voices the notes make the melody stand out a little bit more than it actually is on paper, you know. And I think that's the main strength it has. I also think that it really plays to the strengths of the language. Actually, I keep going back to the language, which I said I shouldn't, but I do think that that's probably one of the strengths that this song has, because it makes it stand out. On paper, I don't think this song would stand out too much, but there's something in it that just feels more sincere because of maybe the language, or because of the emotion that his voice can put into it. Because looking at just the general surface level of it, it doesn't intrigue me too much, but there's just something in it that sparked my interest a little bit. So I enjoyed that. Now I would like to read what everyone else thinks of this song. Hopefully I will be able to read what you have to say on it, and YouTube hasn't taken the video down. Let's pray for that. Let's pray for the best. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next video. It won't be Sweden. I'm sorry if you've been looking forward to hearing me ramble on the Swedish song, but I'm not gonna listen to it, because I've obviously heard it so many times. In case you didn't know, I'm from Sweden. Now you know. But I've heard it so many times that I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm listening to it for the first time and pick up on things. So the next one will be Switzerland. So I'm looking forward to see you in that one, hopefully. And other than that, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.